Alright guys, so when it comes to ab training, you typically do not have to train them in the traditional way where you isolate them. Abs grow and get strong to a proportionate size by just doing compound movements. Especially exercises like push-ups are great because a push-up is essentially just a plank in constant motion. So if you incorporate pushing motions like that, you're good. That's all I do personally. But why do you want to train abs anyway? That's actually the most important question to ask yourself. Muscles grow when you train them, right? Do you want a thick, blocky waist? Like, that's what's going to happen if you keep training your abs. That's not what most people want. Most people want a thin waist. That gives them that V-taper look if they're men. So what most people mean when they say they want abs is actually that they want to lose fat and build an adequate amount of muscle, which you'll build by doing compounds, I'd argue. And when it comes to losing fat, that has very little to do with training and has far more to do with nutrition. I have a bunch of nutrition videos on my channel here, or in the blueprint where my entire approach is laid out. That's in the description and it's free. But to sketch it out real quick, you just want to make sure when it comes to nutrition to eat real food. So eat whole foods, eat good foods 90% of the time. And then you want to make sure to get enough protein. Like, those two things are 90% nutrition. Nutrition is really not that complicated when you really boil it down. And you don't have to count calories or macros or any of that. For most people, that's not necessary if you just follow a couple simple rules. And then number 3 rule, in this case, is cutting. So you want to cut fat, and you do that by entering a calorie deficit, which means that you eat less food than normally. Just eat somewhat the same foods, that keeps things simple, and then just eat a little less of these foods, okay? And that's cutting. You can get as technical as you like, but there's no reason to. And the most important thing to remember here is that you want to go slow. If you just start starving yourself, you're first of all probably not going to make it through the cut because it's so uncomfortable, but you're also going to lose a bunch of muscle. And this is especially true the leaner you get. So the less fat you have, the more muscle you'll burn in order to sustain your body. Eat in a small deficit, 200 to 400 calories to get technical. That's about 2 eggs and a piece of bread. That's about 200 calories. And then you just gotta be very patient, okay? Patience is like the least talked about aspect of fitness, although it's probably one of the most important things. Like, if you're just patient, you will avoid all the mistakes which fucks up your progress, like switching up your training routine, not sticking with the nutrition plan, etc., etc. If you just train consistently for a long time, you just follow a nutritious meal plan for a long time, you're going to make progress, guaranteed. Getting abs is more so about nutrition than training, but when it comes to training, just focus on compounds. That's not going to come as any surprise to people who watch my videos, especially stuff like push-ups are great for abs, and that's all I personally do.